Hello there and welcome to part 2 of the video on Vortek knives. This video is brought to you by Vortek knives. So I've got 4 knives I wanted to spotlight. Hopefully you guys saw the video on the first knife, which if there's still time, you guys can, maybe one of you can name it. We're doing a giveaway with Vortek. We're looking to get the names because a lot of his knives just have model numbers, and this one is the VT-800SL, and we'll get into that a little bit more. But if you haven't got into it, go back and watch what would be the giveaway video, the name this knife video. Okay guys, so let's take a peek at this one. When we look at this, we are looking at an excellent G10. I've handled Civivi G10 and that's one of my favorites, and this one beats it. It's harder, it's not soft. You can see the texturing and then this nice milling inside here. A lanyard hole, and oftentimes when I'm looking at a lanyard hole, when you look in there, that kind of tells you how the rest of the knife was built. And so looking at this, just fit and finish wise, this is done well. Okay, we got some chamfering here on these liners. We have a deep pocket carry clip. Okay, they're not recessed screws, but they're not, I've definitely seen worse. It's made out of 8CR13 MOV steel. It's a Chinese steel, which I am okay with. I own some knives with this steel, and I tell you, it's easy to sharpen and it takes a nice edge. I love this flipper tab. We got some jimping, and I have some other knives where, you know, my Kaiser Grazioso for one, a Tucson, a TS273 I want to say for two, they have this little triangle flipper tab, and I just like the way the action is on that. We got the name branding. I like that. It's small, it's not a whole bunch displaying on there, and this has kind of a rough grind. It's a satin finish with the grind lines in the blade. I'm also a fan of that. It's a nice rainbow effect, if you will. Kind of a flat grind in a sense. It's a high saber where it's flat coming down from here. Jimping, subtle but effective. Ergos, just a little hint of a hot spot right here. Other than that, you got a place for your first finger, and then pretty neutral, and it does fill the whole hand. How's the action on this? Oh, I should look at lockup, and then we'll pop this up just a bit. So opens good. Take a look at your lockup. That's exactly where you want it. I should mention too, see if you guys can see the milling on the inside. So this has a lot of the features of a knife that cost almost twice as much. You know, we're gonna be you're not gonna find some expensive knives that are put together this well. So where were we? Oh yeah, you know, it's fidgety, guys. It's actually hard to do behind the camera. Let's stick this out here, get a size comparison. About the only thing, I don't have a knife this, I do have some knives this size, but they aren't flippers. What do I have? Let's do it with the wrap. Let's take a peek how it compares to the ever popular rat. So I don't know if you guys can see here, about the same blade thickness. Actually pretty competitive for the length. Got to make sure I'm we're going off this down here. You guys, that's actually, for being a smaller knife than the Rat. All right, we're gonna go from, you know, that's a good use of the blade. I'll tell you what, just to make sure. Oh yeah, and even the Rat, I give it a, let's get that right up here. Look at that, I'll tell you. So in this sense, we actually have the same amount, it looks like a very, very competitive amount of blades, edge, cutting edge, in a smaller handle that still fits my hand. And we have a little left over here. But we're getting the same blade length. This is a full flat grind. And this one is just a high saber grind. So let's take a peek how she slices. All right then. Okay. Yeah, might have been my fault. Okay. Right there. Don't know why it seems to want to run off. Take a look at this. So let's do a foam peanut. Sometimes a knife will cut paper and it won't cut foam, but this is getting it done. So from the factory, we got an adequate edge. Very pleased with that. Okay guys, we're gonna sign off on this one. You need to check out the Vortek videos. You need to check out a Vortek on Amazon. You need to check them out at vortekknives.com. Somewhere in a $26 to $30 range for most of his knives. I think this one is $26. I want to go back just and say these knives are family-owned business in America. In West Virginia, a guy I talked to, his name is Pat, and he told me, you know, they design a lot of their knives and they actually sell them. What they don't do is, you know, they contract and they get them outsourced, if you will. So anyways, still buying these knives is going to help out America. Keep that in mind. Thanks guys. Oh, look for parts 3 and 4.